Hello and welcome to the return of Alltalk Watches Twin Peaks. This is episode 17 overall. This is the third episode of of the podcast watching the new season, but episode 5 of the new season. This numbering thing is getting kind of weird. I am Mr. X, and who else is here?
Coffee. Kevin.
And number 23 of part 64, but we're talking about it for the 153rd time, Totoro.
And we're still not sure what we watched.
Yeah, I mean, I'm at a certain point, it's like, I don't know how much, doing, like, taking notes would help.
Yeah, it's a good show, but it's kind of confusing. I assume it's all going to wrap up at the end, but right now I have no idea what's happening.
I already forgot his name. My mind's Amp.
Dougie Jones.
No, Amp. Dr. Amp or whatever in the forest.
Oh,
Doing his
Jacoby.
Alex Jones show.
Yeah,
Oh,
Dr. Jacoby.
Yeah.
What's his name? The father of the one woman who is now married to Tobias Funke, but like in real life.
Oh, in real life, Portia de Rossi.
No. The real no.
Oh, not in the show.
Amber Tamlin. Yeah, but Amber Tamlin. Russ Tamlin.
Sure.
Yeah, with the red Mr. Hang Loose Hallies.
Oh. Yeah.
So that whole segment was hilarious.
I hope that that's all that was. I don't want there to be any more to that. If that's all it was, that would be the best. Just the absolute best.
I want to buy a shovel.
Well, we were
Two
sitting.
coats.
My wife and I were sitting there, and we're like trying to piece it together, like within the story, and it's like, well, maybe he's doing something because, like, related to groundbreakings. Because whenever they do groundbreakings, they always have like the gold shovels and stuff. And I was trying to think back to like the Ghostwood development that they were going to be doing and things like that. And I thought that, well, maybe since if they've done a lot of development in the area, then maybe he's got like a little side hustle or something going where he provides these gold shovels. But this was so much better.
But it turns out
Gotta
he's
show
selling
yourself
shovels.
out that shit.
Oh my god! And Nadine was back in that sequence as well.
Yeah.
She was.
I didn't see who was it that was in the dark. It was like really dark and one.
It was the what's his name? Horn.
Oh,
the brother.
not Ben, but Jerry.
The one who provided the brie sandwich.
Yeah, Jerry, the one who is now working in the pot industry.
Yeah, and he was smoking.
Probably the marijuanas.
That'd be my guess. I think that David Lynch might be playing with people's expectations and just like he's making a thing. Okay, people are going to read into this so much, and then it turns out it's just a commercial for shovels.
Yeah, I mean, I'm there's part of me that's like fine with it, but then there's part of me that wants them to advance and or wrap up the entire story.
Well, we still have 13 more episodes. Is that right? 13?
Yeah, a whole season.
Although knowing David Lynch, he doesn't like giving people what they want.
No.
It could just end with another cliffhanger.
And I'm like, I've been completely prepared for that the whole time so far. So I'm just I'm just ready for something that's awesome and weird.
We may never find out. How's Annie?
I mean, how is Annie?
We better find out.
I mean, she was all right when she was in the 60s with Austin Powers.
Yeah. What's her name in that? Felicity Shagwell?
Yeah, that sounds right.
And I didn't realize until this episode that Dougie Jones's wife's name is Janie. So Janey Jones, like the Clash. There's
I think that means something.
It's
What does
not
it
spelled
mean?
the same.
Okay, we should probably discuss what happened in this episode more, other than the amazing commercial for shovels.
Yeah. I mean, there was definitely, so yeah.
So how did the episode open? Did it open on Dougie?
Yeah, they were trying to get where Janey was taking Dougie to work, basically.
Right. And then he stole someone's coffee.
Yeah, I forget, was it Mike or Mark? Or
Frank,
whatever.
maybe?
Frank, that sounds good. That sounds right. That's the
Maybe
one
that
thing.
means something.
Yeah.
It's the thing that every time he drinks the coffee, I think, oh, that's going to snap him out of it because he likes coffee.
Yeah, exactly. I want him to, damn fine cup of coffee.
I want old Coop back, but I don't think we're going to get old Coop back.
For a little while at least. If ever. What would your level of disappointment be if this is just Coop from now on?
He got tricked because he took over a being that was made by Doppelcooper. So it's not, he didn't get like his full like faculties back ever.
Yeah.
Or maybe when he lost his shoes, he lost his memory and personality. I'd be very disappointed because Agent Cooper is like one of my all-time favorite TV show characters.
And for him to be like permanently lobotomized like this.
Yeah, it would be terrible. But I kind of think it's headed that way. Although, I will say, it does seem like they are giving him pieces every episode. He has coffee and case files.
Yeah.
And he was staring at that statue of a guy pointing a gun. And what's her name? Jade? She put the key in the mailbox?
Yeah. Jade give 2 rides.
I think the key is going to get back to somebody, which is going to be a clue to lead people back to Coop, maybe?
Yeah, well, because it was a postage guaranteed thing, so yeah, maybe that will.
If
Maybe
that
that
hotel's
will.
even still there.
What's that?
Is that hotel even still there?
Yeah, no, it was.
Oh,
it
that's
was there.
right. Yeah, Horn was still there. No Audrey Horn, though.
No Otter Horn yet. But what? So yeah, maybe that will, like, if they get that, they'll look at who had it last, and they'll say, "Oh wait, this was, this was Agent Cooper. What was the postmark?" And they'll alert the FBI, and then maybe we'll have dueling Coopers.
That's the hope. People that know him will find him and then tell him his real name. No more
Yeah.
Dougie Jones.
Yeah, not Dougie Jones. Hopefully, still Mr. Jackpots, but not Dougie Jones. I think Mr. Jackpots is like a state of mind.
Yeah, I mean, he should always be in that casino winning. Although we got to see James Belushi.
Yeah, Jim Belushi.
Yeah, Jim Belushi was in there.
And kind of guy who's been in like a bunch of different stuff, but Robert Nepper, who's been in like Carnival, and he's on iZombie.
He was on Prison Break.
Just
and
scumbag,
Arrow and
scumbag extraordinaire.
Yeah, he's always playing a villain,
and he does it well. I'm not saying that the guy himself is a scumbag, but he's always playing a scumbag, and he's playing it really well.
And he beat up the guy that was running the casino because he thought he was in cahoots with Mr. Jackpots. So there's a lot of story threads going on. And I don't know what's important and if they're all going to tie together or not.
There are some parts of it that I'm starting to think that maybe some of it is not linear.
Because there was that stuff with what's his name, Matthew Lillard.
Yeah, in Buckhorn, South Dakota. Like, I think that could definitely be like either in the future or in the past.
Okay, I could see that.
Because there's something about whatever is going on there that just doesn't seem to fit with everything else.
But have they gone back there since the first episode?
So that's because in episodes 3 and 4, that's where they are looking at the prince, and it's blocked by the military.
Right. Okay.
And then I think they come back to that when they are looking at, because Jane Addams is the medical examiner or whatever. And I think she was in this episode, but I don't remember in what capacity.
There was a corpse that was being autopsied, and they found a ring in the stomach.
Okay, that was in Buckhorn.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, that was so the fact that that ring was there in that way. That's kind of what made me feel like maybe something's not being told linearly.
Okay, what was the inscription on the ring?
Like it was like to Dougie from janey-e.
Okay.
Yeah, Dougie's a big man, I guess, who has issues.
Yeah. So it would seem. What was the deal with the lady that was upset that Dougie Jones wasn't killed yet because the car was still there? And then she was dialing a number but seemed to be very apprehensive about dialing that number?
Well, it was a pager. She was dialing a pager, right?
I'm not sure.
That I don't quite remember. Was it the one that was across the street?
No, that was just some little kid.
Well, and his drug-addled mother, I assume.
Yeah, see
That's
that
what it seems like.
she was talking to the car that was trying to kill him that had the sniper rifle that was trying to kill Dougie Jones. And then they drove past the car that was still at the house, and then that other black car rolled past.
Yeah, who it looked like they were just looking for a car to steal.
Yeah. We assume. I mean,
That seems
it seems logical though.
Because at a certain point when the kid goes across the street and looks at the car to see what the guy put on there, that black car rolls back up and they shoo the kid away. They break into the car, and when they start it or when they hotwire it, that's when it blows up. See, when I saw them place that there initially, I thought that was like a tracking device. I didn't realize it was an explosive.
Yeah, so there was like 3 or 4 people that died there?
2.
Yeah, I think
okay,
two
but
that were in there.
that should tip off the police because they'll be able to determine that was Dougie Jones' car, right? And then he should be placed into protective custody.
At some point, but maybe. The one thing with that scene though, was it me or was that like a hilariously like bad edited explosion?
Kinda.
It's like
It didn't show the explosion, right?
No.
they kind of. I think that's when they were kind of focused in on the kid a little bit, and you heard the explosion, and you saw like maybe a flash against the kid.
Yeah, and the kid got like knocked over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still don't understand how that's gonna play into it at all. Because I feel like they're focusing on the kid and the mom a bunch.
It could just be that. Yeah, I don't know.
Could just be he's fucking with everyone.
Could be they were focusing on the car, who happened to be focused on by the kid, and then that car is gonna lead to Dougie getting brought in.
Well, and there was that woman, the mom, or I don't know if it's the mom or the older sister. Like, I'm assuming it's the kid's mom, but there is that scene where they first kind of introduce them across the street, where she starts screaming like 119, which is the only thing that I'm like really putting to that is it's 911 backwards.
Yeah, that's true.
But I don't know if there's anything more to that. And that's the thing.
I mean, that's you can put that as the tagline for Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks. I don't know if there's anything more to that.
Yeah, it's like is there going to be an extra? Yeah, Twin Peaks. Am I reading too much into this?
How much of what we're watching is actually leading to more shovel commercials?
Hopefully every episode has more of those.
That'd be good. Who was the guy at the Bang Bang Bar?
Oh,
Drug dealing kid. That's my guess.
The new Bobby Briggs.
Yeah.
Or the new Jean Renault.
You want to get fucked?
Well, and see, that whole thing kind of made me think of kind of full circle thinking about like that girl seemed kind of Laura Palmer-esque to me.
Well, it is kind of full circle because they have already mentioned that there is a drug problem in Twin Peaks still, or again, like there was back in the original.
Okay, I'm going to throw something out there. This is like wild speculation, and this just popped in my head. What if the very last scene of this and of the return is another high school girl dead on the shore wrapped in plastic?
I mean, I could see that happening. But what if the very last scene of the show is Annie looking in a mirror with her head bleeding,
House
laughing,
Coop.
saying "House Coop"?
Twin Peaks. I don't know if there's anything more to that.
And there was that scene. We haven't even really talked about Doppelcooper yet.
Yeah, that whole
the
scene
prison?
where he gets his phone call, like, so in
Before
episode
that, though.
3 or 4, they were Gordon was telling him the warden to give him his phone call.
Yeah, but before he got his phone call, he was looking in the mirror,
Bob.
and then having flashbacks to him and Bob.
Yeah,
And then the reflection was like slowly morphing into Bob a little bit, and then he said, "I'm glad you're still with me."
Yeah,
So-
so he's like housing him.
yeah.
His
I
buddy?
mean, that's the whole thing with the doppelganger.
Wouldn't Bob just want to take someone over though, or wouldn't he like take over a body?
Well, I mean, that's basically what he's done.
Except he's willing, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know.
So, can we go back to the previous episode where Dougie was looking in the mirror? Dougie.
Okay.
So, was that a slightly de-aged Coop in the reflection?
Maybe
I'd
I
have to
didn't
watch it.
notice.
Like he looked slightly de-aged to me. Like he didn't have quite the same lines on his face, and his hairstyle was kind of a little bit more of the original Coop haircut. I don't know. Maybe I'm Twin Peaks. Maybe I'm reading too much into this.
But the phone call.
Yeah, that was kind of wild. I was sitting there thinking, is such a thing even possible?
Well, the first thing that happened, they played, and he was saying, "Should I call Strawberry?" And then the warden
Looked nervous.
very nervous. And he said no, and then he hit like 30 buttons on the phone, and then everything started going nuts.
Yeah, even the like on the monitors, like I think 2 of the monitors in the security center turned to like TV shows.
I think you're right. By any chance, did it turn to the TV show from Twin Peaks? Wasn't there a TV show like they were watching like a soap opera on Twin Peaks in some episodes?
Yeah, I don't know.
I
Was
vaguely
it?
remember that.
Maybe. I don't remember what it was though. Yeah, again, that's another like have to go back and watch.
Yeah, then everything went nuts, and then it all went back to normal. And he didn't say anything on the phone, I don't believe.
No, he did.
What did he say?
Something is jumped over the moon, right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
The bear is over. Or, he didn't say bear, I don't think.
The
But
cow has
something
jumped over the moon.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, maybe that exactly. Probably that exactly.
Well, because that's an old nursery rhyme.
Yeah, and then hung up and back to normal.
But then camera cuts to this little box with like 2 lights on it or something. There's like 2 little marks on the top of it. And then it dissolves and turns into like a little ball or something.
Wait, what? I don't remember that. Was I just out of it?
Am I crazy? That happened, right, Totoro?
What happened?
I don't remember that, but
Say that again?
There was a little box, and it like the camera cut to it, and then it like dissolved.
Maybe I looked away or something? I don't know.
I'm telling you, this happened.
It probably did.
I'm fairly certain. Was it a dream? Was I dreaming?
No.
Twin Peaks. Was I dreaming?
Yeah, I think it was after the call. Like that call was to destroy this box, and I have no idea what was the deal with the box was. But I have no idea what's happening in general. I mean, I know what's going on with Dougie because Dougie is Cooper without his memory and maybe slowly getting it back, but it doesn't really look like it. I think we've covered everything now, right?
Maybe.
But there was another scene with Hawk and Andy, and it showed the daughter of the waitress in the diner.
Oh,
Doing-
played by
doing
Amanda
coke.
Seyfried. Like cocaine.
Why they gotta have so many cameos?
Is that a cameo?
Amanda, well, I mean, why they gotta have so many people? Because every
a big
time I'm like,
show.
oh, it's that person. Like they had Amanda Seyfried in this, and then they had that Jane Levy in the bar scene with the crazy kid, and then
Jim Belushi?
Jim Belushi. Where did he come from? And then the guy with Jim Belushi, who is always the bad guy.
Yeah, always.
Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about that. I think you had to step away for a minute.
Yeah. But yeah, too many big faces.
Ashley Judd.
Yeah, she was in the first episode.
Yeah, too many.
Oh, Ernie Davis. It's not Ernie Davis. Ernie Hudson.
There you go. The Ghostbuster.
The Ghostbuster, not the
Oh
baseball
yeah,
player.
they were saying
Oh.
they found something related to Colonel Briggs,
Yep.
General Briggs. So they need to send someone to South Dakota to look into it, but it'll lead to nothing, or will it?
It will.
Those were the fingerprints on the body.
Yeah.
So before going back just briefly, so before Amanda Seyfried went and hit up Shelley for money, the guy she was with was like trying to get a job, and like in that at the beginning. So one of the things that happened was like at the beginning of that scene, I saw that there was like a car dealership or something, and they had a name, or they had a web address. So I plugged that in. I went there to try and find out where that was, and it was actually a place just east of Seattle. So they were like actually on location for that one, which is kind of weird because it's supposed to be like in the northern part of Washington, like really close to the Canadian border, and Seattle is not really that terribly close to the Canadian border.
I think in that situation you may have been reading too much into it.
No, definitely, but I was
Maybe.
kind of, yeah. It was not that far from Snoqualmie, where the Great Northern actually is.
Any closing comments or thoughts?
Shit's weird.
Yeah, I have no idea what's happening.
But at least we're confused together.
Yes. Anything else, Kevin?
What the fuck is going on?
It's another good tagline for the show.
We're full of them today.
Where's Wally?
I thought you were going to say, where's Waldo for a second?
Well,
Yeah, no
where's he?
Wally. No Wally in this episode. Very disappointing.
Yes, very disappointing.
Oh god, stop.
Okay, should I wrap it up?
Yeah, let's go ahead. Do that.
All right, thanks for listening. Oh, were there any comments in the last video that we should read?
No.
Okay. Leave comments on the video. We'll read them. Whatever they are. Someone will read them.
Tweet us at Alltalk Podcast. Send
Yeah,
us
tweet us.
emails at podcast@alltalkpodcast.com.
I mean, it's cool if you just want to say how's Annie a bunch. We'll read that. But if you like it, give us a thumbs up on YouTube. And also listen to the Alltalk podcast and the Geek Box and Comic Conspiracy, the Comedy Button, and Manga Machinations. Am I forgetting any others that people should listen to? I think that's it.
No.
Also, check out Totoro's Twitch channel where we shoot people on an island a bunch. That's twitch.tv/TotoroGB1.
Yeah, that would be it.
All right, that wraps everything up. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.